prepare for the TV multiverse, where capes are cooler than ever and spandex is practically a fashion statement. These scenes are so badass, even Batman cracked a smile. Well, almost. So whether you're Team Marvel, DC, or just here for the popcorn-worthy action, get ready for the top 25 badass superhero scenes on TV. Starting strong with Season 2 of The Punisher, we witness Frank Castle's gritty rescue mission in a bar bathroom facing off Hench. The scene's badassery lies in its raw, brawler fighting style reminiscent of Daredevil's realistic and heavy action. Check out the belt move. Frank's learned a thing or two since getting stabbed in the forearm in Daredevil. Now he's wrapping things up, literally. Frank doesn't just fight, he hurls the male attacker headfirst into a sink. Talk about using your surroundings, eh? The women in the scene are portrayed as competent fighters, maintaining equality without compromising Frank's formidable presence. But let's be real, when it comes to facing Frank Castle, it's like bringing a knife to a gunfight. They just didn't stand a chance. Kudos to the writers for not watering down the action just because Frank's dealing with a few ladies. He's all about equality, equal rights, equal lefts, and he's serving them up in a way that'll have your jaw dropping on the floor. The portrayal of Nightwing in this scene might have elicited mixed reactions, but personally, I enjoyed the nuanced depiction. The idea that he could be pushed over the edge, especially when it comes to the safety of his friends, adds a compelling dynamic. This aligns with Nightwing's character in his comics, where, despite his careful nature, he shares a certain degree of rage with Batman, especially in Teen Titans storylines. Because, well, you know, teens are always angry. While it might have been surprising to see Nightwing beating Deathstroke, which wouldn't happen realistically by the way, the scene brings an element of fun and excitement to the narrative. Overall, the scene manages to add depth to Nightwing's persona, and whenever we see a Batman wannabe beat a villain who's supposed to kill everyone, the moment somehow becomes entertaining and cool.
What the fuck?
Now, if you're a fan of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., you probably saw this one coming because, well, let's be real, it's one of the best, if not one of the most iconic badass scenes from the entire series. Coulson, being the master tactician he is, called fake May in a coffee-infused bluff that only the real May could nail. Which makes me question just how close the two really are. Anyway, the choreography in this fight is next level. The two middle-aged Asian women going at it makes me remember what happens in every Asian household. But the way Coulson punched the fake mate was just funny. But I mean, come on, this is the kind of fight that makes you daydream about a face-off between Melinda May and Black Widow. The fight was awesome, and it uses every inch of space from the hallway to the penthouse. The throws, the crashes into walls, it's a roller coaster of adrenaline that just keeps your heart pumping.
I heard a rumor. You stopped breathing.
Brace yourself for this one, because it still gives me the chills. The scene unfolds with Vanya wiping out the entire commission from existence, leaving us all in shock, and they were dropping like flies. And what's up with their masks? But here's where it gets even more badass. Leela, out of the blue, starts mimicking everyone's powers. But it doesn't stop there. What makes it even more epic is the subtle violin playing in the background when Victor unleashes his powers, a callback to the white violin from Season 1. From start to finish, it is a wild ride. The tension spikes as they miss the rendezvous point, and the handler orders Leela to hunt down the siblings from Massacre, aiming to gain access to Harlan. The intensity peaks as Leela copies their powers one by one, especially the "I heard a rumor that you stopped breathing" moment that leaves you breathless. This scene is just mwah, keeping us on the edge of our seats, delivering one thrilling twist after another. Wake the hell up! Now here's Here's a unique one in the list where Luke Cage, who's mind controlled by Kilgrave, goes full chaos mode on Jessica Jones. But here's the kicker, this isn't your typical hero-villain face-off. Both Jessica and Luke are forced into a street brawl that they never wanted, turning the whole situation into a wild, plain-clothed hero throwdown. And I've never seen gender equality this intense. The action spills from the dance floor to the back rooms and finally onto the streets, where even the police get caught in the mix. It's a clash where no one really wants to throw punches, and just when you think it can't get more intense, they hit you with the gut-punching line, "Do what you gotta do." If I get hit in the face, even if you're my friend, I'd smash you with a pipe on the head so you'd stop. If Jessica had done that, the fight could have been over before you know it. In a thrilling turn of events, Stephen Grant, after mastering the art of summoning the suit, hesitantly allows Mark to take the reins. Why? Well, there's a little matter of protecting innocent folks from the Jackal, and Mark's the guy for the job. As the transformation unfolds from Mr. Knight to the formidable Moon Knight, complete with his crescent blades, you can practically feel the anticipation in the air. Even though Moon Knight in the comics is utterly ridiculous, they made him pretty badass in this one. And yes, he was the one from the random bullshit meme. The choreography of the scene is nothing short of great, but I do wish the scene was more brutal and gruesome, and thanks to Papa Disney, Marvel made it family friendly. However, the scene was still epic, and the final moment where Jackal got stabbed through the middle while the moon was up was a sight to see. The iconic hallway scene. But hold up, it's not from the Daredevil TV show. Brace yourselves for Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Danny Rand and Daredevil again, all finally joining forces for the ultimate goal, punching dudes in a long, white hallway. This jaw-dropping sequence begins as a moody march and quickly escalates into a whirlwind of limbs and flying drywall. Each character brings their unique flavour to the chaos, with a wide shot capturing the full-bodied fisticuffs and dance of individual moves within the limited space. It isn't just a brawl, it's a spectacle. Daredevil was even rocking Jessica's scarf as he sucker punched a dude, while Danny Rand, finally sporting some shoes, bounces off walls like a parkour master. It's a classic superhero beatdown, but this time their enemies were just unlucky enough to meet a bunch of heroes. The only thing missing is Vader and his stormtroopers, and it would have been perfect. Next in the list of badass scenes is when Supergirl faces off against her most formidable adversary yet, the Kryptonian world killer known as Rain. The battle kicks off, taking the duo on a thrilling rampage across National City, from an office Christmas party to a cargo tanker and downtown. But who the heck names their city National City? They have to fire that dude, don't they? Now, what makes this showdown a fan favourite? Well, it's not just about the punches and kicks, it's the creative choreography and the diverse locations that just amp up the excitement. Supergirl takes a beating, but it sets the stage for her eventual comeback. This was a woman's fight, and it was a badass one at that. Supergirl might have lost in the first round, but there's nothing like a little tag team action that would put Rain in her place.
Smile.
Buckle up, because we're diving into one of the most badass and brilliantly executed scenes in Jessica Jones. After enduring Kilgrave's torment and witnessing the destruction he caused manipulating lives, Jessica finally serves up some well-deserved payback. Watching Jessica push her way through the crowd, watching Trish kiss Kilgrave for so long, Kilgrave making dark threats, and then there's that intense smile on Jessica's face, which was pretty creepy. I don't even know if she knows how to smile, but when she cracked his neck, that's when I knew she was a psychopath too. Everything about it, from the staging, the choreography, the acting on all parts, and the subtlety of the I love you theme coming back is on point. That simple smile from Jessica is a powerful moment that gives you chills every single time. probably didn't expect this one, but Luke Cage's return to Pop's barbershop was anything but mundane. Mariah Dillard and Shades propose a truce and alliance to Luke, offering to help him take down Diamondback in exchange for a ceasefire on his part to clear his name from crimes he didn't even commit. But wait, before they could have a civil chat, chaos exploded with a grenade outside the shop. The bystanders got front row seats in this superhero showdown. Diamondback was on fire, landing blows on Luke that sent him soaring through the air. And that's gotta hurt, hasn't it? But even if he's called Diamondback, he's no match against someone who wears a hoodie to a superhero fight. It's action, drama, and the dash of personal vendetta that kept me on the edge of my seat. Hold up, the Lois in Superman and Lois isn't the one from Family Guy. Anyway, for any die-hard DC fan, the scene where Lex Luthor summons the once bizarro Superman to attack the Man of Steel is nothing short of a dream come true. When they revealed Doomsday, I was hyped and scared of what would happen next. He was big, mean, and most of all, he was dangerous. But what takes this scene to the next level of badassery is Superman's clever use of his powers. Instead of just punch, punch, punch and more punches, when Doomsday takes him underwater, he freezes him and moves the fight to new dimensions, showcasing a creative side to the superhero. But come on, you have to admit that Doomsday throwing Superman around like the Hulk did with Loki was still kind of funny. Still, this battle between the strongest was on a level of its own. Superman isn't just fighting for his life, he's fighting for the entire world, especially for his family. Daredevil already appeared on our list a few times and we're not stopping here. With a history of great fight scenes, this one is definitely not an exception, with Bullseye pretending to be Daredevil. The moment Matt grabbed that baton at the last second before hitting Foggy was straight up badass. It was totally disrespectful too, letting a blind man catch his baton. We all know it's Dex behind the mask, but witnessing Matt confront his alter ego, this lethal killing machine, is like peeling back the layers of his inner struggle. The thing I love about this scene is how they don't gloss over Matt's extraordinary fighting skills, which are practically unmatched. When he goes toe to toe with Bullseye in close range, you can't seem to decide who's the blind one between them. Bullseye even gave himself some distance so he could show off his throwing skills, because he's not called Bullseye for nothing. My man thought office supplies were shuriken. It's not just a fight, it's a brilliant dance between two sides of the same coin. The boys just threw a curveball that absolutely no one saw coming. Homelander, Butcher and Soldier Boy engaging in an all-out brawl, and no one thought that Huey would get in on the action and throw down with the biggest, baddest super around. Now that's a bingo card nobody had. Homelander and Butcher, like a wizard duel straight out of Harry Potter, fired their beams at each other. Soldier Boy takes Homelander on a wild ride, yanking him down by his cape and flinging him against a wall, giving us major Captain America Civil War vibes. As Homelander struggles to fend off the dynamic duo, Butcher gives the order for Soldier Boy to unleash a massive energy blast to finish off Homelander. And he totally deserved it, because he was just too much of a prick. The boys just turned the superhero genre on its head, and we're here for every jaw-dropping moment. Get ready for the wildest, blood-splattering ride courtesy of Five, our favourite assassin from the Umbrella Academy. In a move that's both bloody and iconic, Five unleashes a mind-blowing axe scene against the Commission Board, securing his spot as the kill count king amongst the siblings. I mean, come on, the way he cut off that woman's hand was insanely brutal. The Handler, always with that wicked charm, strikes a deal with Five, a suitcase to fix his wonky time jumps in exchange for taking out the Commission's board. What makes it all downright badass? Just him splitting heads, throwing a guy on the ceiling, and making a goldfish regret he even started talking to begin with. The moment when Five vibe goes full berserk, unleashing his inner Jack Nicholson a la The Shining, turns the commission into a horror show extravaganza.
The gators got you, Granny. Chom, chom.
In the late-night hustle of Central City, Barry Allen stumbles upon a man in yellow whose lightning sparks echoes of the past, the very lightning that took his mother's life. But come on, National City, then Central City? Don't they think of better names here? Anyway, their showdown evolves into a stadium spectacle with the Reverse Flash zooming around at a pace that puts Barry's own speed to shame. While the choreography may not rival some epic battles, this fight is a roller coaster ride, introducing Flash's arch nemesis and lighting a fire under Barry to just up his game a bit. It's not just about the punches and lightning bolts, it's the music, the emotion, the whole vibe that elevates this showdown. I always thought that Reverse Flash was Flash but was running backward faster, but he proved me wrong.
We're a team.
This episode was nothing short of phenomenal, and a standout moment is when Daisy unleashes her pure badassery in a showdown with robots. We all know she's the team's powerhouse, second only to May, and in this scene she proves it without even relying heavily on her powers. And that shotgun axe looks like it came straight out of The Walking Dead. Daisy takes on LMD Mace with such bravery that maybe she could even take on the Terminator. After defeating Mace LMD, things take a drastic turn when she's shot by Coulson LMD and Mac LMD. This is where Daisy cranks up the Dragon Ball Z levels. Cornered, she subtly channels her powers, forming a concentrated ball of Quake energy in her hands, and goes Kamehameha. The skin literally peels off Mac LMD's face, leaving us in awe of Daisy's raw power and resilience. It's a moment that not only solidifies Daisy's badass status, but also proves that the more innocent your name is, the more dangerous you are. The Arrowverse's fourth crossover event unleashed a battle from the comic books, melding 4 shows into an epic battle against Nazis from an alternate reality where the Axis triumphed in World War II. Picture this, battles on the ground, in the air, and at super speed. I mean, it's a fan's dream come true. I do wish I got to see the doppelgangers wearing Hitler's iconic moustache. What makes this crossover a blast is the combination of team-up attacks, standout moments, and Easter eggs scattered throughout. General, would you care to step outside? A line that has us and our inner child cheering for more. Regardless of your feelings towards the Arrowverse, you can't deny the impressive feat of pulling off these crossovers. The way Arrow also finished off his counterpart was completely brutal, as he was literally shot through the heart. If there wasn't any copyright, I would definitely play the song. In the ultimate magical showdown between Wanda and Agatha, the birth of the Scarlet Witch is a spine-tingling moment. Wanda, fueled by chaos magic, tackles Agatha after emerging from a trippy hallucination. Now, here's the twist. Wanda, in her chaos-fueled brilliance, strategically misses shots, crafting protection runes on the walls like a mystical Picasso. That was such a big brain move, and you can't deny it. With supreme control, Wanda drains magic from Agatha, transforming into the legendary Scarlet Witch as prophesized. And I've never seen so much red on my TV screen. It's a badass yet heart-wrenching moment, encapsulating Wanda's journey from loss to embracing her power. The Scarlet Witch makes a comeback, and that's why we love badass women. If only I could be Vision minus being bold. Hold on to your bows and arrows because Arrow delivered the mother of all showdowns in this episode. Oliver's epic clash with Slade Wilson had us on the edge of our seats, not just wondering if he'd stick to his no-kill rule, but also which hero might bite the dust. This wasn't just another fight scene, it was the series' crown jewel, a perfect storm of action and emotion. But we do have to admit they could have made Deathstroke's mask a little better. What really set this brawl apart was the genius move of shifting between past and present, giving us a double dose of Oliver versus Slade, even if it might get a little confusing. Sure, it might have been a tad obvious, but who cares? I see punching some, I'm happy. The cherry on top, Oliver's unforgettable final line to Slade. And let's face it, we need to see Oliver stick an arrow through Slade's eye for closure, a moment that left no fan unsatisfied. Enter Daredevil again. He may be blind, but he never disappoints when it comes to throwing hands. The undisputed king of hallway scenes in another jaw-dropping action sequence. It all kicks off with our hero facing a small army armed with nothing but an empty gun duct taped to his hand and a trusty chain. The battleground swiftly shifts from a hallway to a stairwell, and in one epic long shot, Daredevil becomes a whirlwind of fists and tumbles. It's more than just action, there's homage woven in. The boxing elements pay tribute to Daredevil's father, a former boxer. Consumed in red and shadows at the top of the stairs, Daredevil calmly cracks his neck, surveying the last horde of bikers, which was too cold of a scene. They should have never fought him, because they could never win against a blind man in the dark. Robbie Reyes' first appearance as Ghost Rider in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is the epitome of badassery. Creating a ring of fire around the criminals' vehicles, he inadvertently thwarts Quake's intervention a little too well. It's worth noting that the Ghost Rider portrayed here isn't Johnny Blaze, but the more recent character Robbie Reyes. The show introduced Robbie Reyes as a distinctive Ghost Rider who debuted not long ago in the comics. Unlike his predecessors, he rides a black 1969 Dodge Charger RT named the Hell Charger. After serving up justice with a side of flames, Ghost Rider grabs T. Mitchell, knocks him out and tosses him in the back of the Hell Charger. With intentions to question him further, he drives away before the police can intervene, leaving Quake with nothing but a fleeting glimpse of his burning skull. It's like the Ghost Rider and Fast and Furious had a baby. It's all about family. Daredevil strikes again and again, and this time it's all about the Punisher carving his own brutal path through a prison cell block. Here's the twist though, Frank Castle knows he's a pawn in Kingpin's game, but whether he's aware of the full chessboard remains uncertain. When the guards deny him an exit, Frank's genuine confusion transforms into a brilliantly characterized moment as he thinks, duck it, it's time for a showdown. This scene is so brutal and intense because, unlike other heroes, Frank doesn't care if someone dies. The important takeaway? Don't mess with Frank. He doesn't panic, he just stabs through everyone that tries to hit him. Moments when he clearly aims for lethal blows lets us see the difference between Punisher and Daredevil. Frank Castle isn't locked in, the inmates are locked in with him. It's a Punisher showcase that leaves us in awe of the man behind the mayhem. The rarity of Jedi during this time period elevates this scene to extraordinary levels of awesomeness. The Mandalorians and bounty hunters were locked into a corner as Death Troopers were about to break in. They all stop as one cloaked Jedi walks through the hallways. The moment unfolds, and everyone, audiences included, realize the staggering power of Jedi, with Luke epitomizing this overwhelming might. Luke's definitely Vader's son, I'll tell you that. The execution and cinematography of this scene make it one of the greatest moments in Star Wars on-screen history. He just brutally executes Death Troopers one by one without even breaking a sweat. all for the baby Yoda, which I say is totally worth it. It was still so sad to see Grogu leave Mando. This scene is a masterstroke that captures the essence of the Force and leaves an indelible mark on the hearts of fans. May the awesomeness be with you. Rule 1. Never, and I mean never, pick a fight with Daredevil in a hallway, especially if it's dark. This rule takes the top spot for a reason, and no, I won't stop the blind Daredevil jokes. The setup is simple yet intense. Russian thugs lay a trap, kidnapping a young boy to lure him out. Matt Murdock takes the bait, but he isn't the one that's going to get a beat down. For almost 3 gripping minutes, the fight unfolds down a single corridor, weaving in and out of rooms as Matt takes on gangsters relentlessly. You could feel how tired he was and how much it hurt when he threw the microwave and hit the guy on the head. Despite multiple injuries, Matt never gives up, showcasing his resilience and persistence. This entire scene is a testament to the pure essence of Daredevil's character, and that's what makes it so undeniably badass and the number 1 on our list. Against all odds, and despite his fatigue, Daredevil emerges victorious, stepping back into the hall with the boy in his arms. Now, if you like this video, be sure to check out the next one before the countdown gets to 0.